Here we go. Boom. There we go. We've made it. We've overcome the hurdles. And here we are. If you're, oh yeah, I only just started the recording. So if you're watching the recording, I'm using Presence and Power playlist, but you can use anything. So here we go. Find a comfortable spot on the mat. You can set your music going if you're using it. And just start wherever you're happy to start. Let's not make life more difficult than it already is. Find a comfy, cozy spot. And give yourself a little bit of time to adjust and to acclimatize. If you've just got out of bed or if you've been rushing around, starting slowly to welcome yourself to this space, both physically and mentally. And just start to let yourself become a little bit more aware of how you feel today and what's going on. How are things physically? What are those little niggles or nags that are maybe troubling you, or you're just aware of? You just woke up with a twinge, whatever it is. Check in with the full landscape. And that's a nice opportunity to soften up the shoulders. If you're hunching and holding tension, maybe just sit a little taller. And how do things feel internally on that mental level? Is there anything that you can put down? Give yourself permission for this whole class to be completely present. If it's not on your mat, it doesn't exist for you right now. And if there's a particular energy or intention that you want to bring to your practice today, I want you to focus on that now, to sit with that, to let it percolate. And then I want you to take a really deep breath in, expand the belly and the ribs and draw up into the chest and shoulders. And let it out through the mouth. And again. One last time. Lovely. And then if you're on the back, you can take a full body stretch as you inhale. If you're seated, sweeping the arms up, finding that length in the upper body. And as you exhale, drawing inwards. And again, inhaling to lengthen and sweep up and out. And exhale to fold in. Last one. And then drawing in. And if you're on the back here, knees hug to chest. Now the nice time to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine until you can come to a comfortable seat. And then rooting back down into sit bones. Nice. Draw up through the belly. Kind of imagine zipping up that tight pair of pants, root through the sit bones and soften up the shoulders. So to begin, inhaling, just sweeping up long all over again. Palms turned up, you might lift the gaze. And as you exhale, turn the palms down and press all the air back down again. And again, inhale, drawing up, palms still up, pulling that energy up with you. And as you exhale, pressing down again. Last one here, big inhale to draw upwards, and this time as you exhale, bow forwards, hinge at the hips, and let the upper body just relax and kind of heavily fold forward, breathing all the way from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And if it feels good, you can walk around to first the right side, drawing that twist through the sides. Just as far over to that twist as you want to come now. And if you actually really enjoy a twist, you might even tuck that left elbow to the outside of the knee and then take palms together and really open the chest up towards that right side. If that feels a little bit much, especially for right now, that's okay, stay where you're at. I'm not a big twister, so I'm with you if that's a struggle. And then slowly coming back through to center, crawling your way around, and then over to the left side. And this is my even less twisty side, so definitely not going for the prayer arms there. But again, if it suits you, if you like to open out into that twist, you can tuck that right elbow, you can draw palms together, and as you press down through the elbows, spiraling the chest open into that deeper twist. And then slowly start to come back through to that central position. Start to walk the hands back in and draw your way up to sit. And then that left leg's going to extend out here. So right foot, we want to come to like a half Baddha Konasana. So try to have that right foot central, heel pointing in towards the groin, toes pointing away from you. Sit nice and tall. This left leg doesn't have to be really extended outwards. It can be a smaller angle than that. Somewhere where both your sit bones can ground. Take a big inhale to lift and open upwards. And as you exhale, bowing forwards. And inhale, drawing all the way up. And exhale, bowing through. One more big lift. And then bowing. Hands can come to mat here for some support. Keep those shoulders back, chest broad. And try and keep pressing outward through this left heel. And just bringing a little bit more openness there. Breathing into the back of that right glute, into that inner thigh, stretching this left side. Last full breath here. And then slowly starting to walk your way back in. And coming to that opposite side now. So left foot hugs in, right leg extending. And again, just kind of going maybe a little bit softer than you might sometimes with these angles. We're right at the start of today's practice. So you want to have, again, that left heel centered at the groin, sitting tall. Big inhale sweeps you up. Keep pressing out through right heel as you start to hinge it forwards. And inhale, drawing all the way back up. And exhale to melt through long torso. And again. And then slowly hinging down, and then hands can offer you a bit of support here as you press back through the sit bones, press out through that right foot. And keep that chest nice and broad and open. Nice, slowly start to walk the hands back in. Lovely. Start to draw the feet back through to a central point so that you can start to roll over onto hands and knees. Fingers spread wide here, tops of feet grounding. And give yourself just a few kind of nice easy wriggles. Doesn't have to be exactly a cat-cow, but if it looks more like that, then it might be. You might even start to warm up the wrists here. Just kind of exploring the nooks and crannies through the body. Where do you feel tight? Because, often what a cat-cow doesn't really explore is more of that kind of tightness through the side body. So you can work into those pockets if that feels good. Much more kind of intuitive and what your body needs. And then start to work your way back towards a child's pose here. So a really nice opportunity to root yourself. Sit the bum back down nice and low. Let the head hang. Still active through the fingertips and across chest and shoulders. And really kind of plug down into the earth here. Let the head hang, length in the neck. Widen the knees if you need to for more comfortable kind of breathing to make room for the ribs and the belly. And take a moment just to check in. Take a little body scan here. And then start to round forwards again. Now step the hands a little further forwards if you're stacked quite squarely, and squeeze in through the bum and start to send the shoulders forwards over the wrists, and then hug the elbows in as you slowly lower down to the belly. Take the fingertips a little bit wider, and you do want it to be fingertips grounding rather than the whole palm. Draw the elbows down and back. Imagine you're trying to squeeze the elbows towards each other. And you can take feet a little wider here on the mat. Press through the big toes, press down into the ground. Squeeze through the bum. And as you inhale, rolling upwards, keep those shoulders back as you open up into the chest. And exhale, rolling back through to the mat again. And inhale, opening up. And exhale to roll through. Nice. You can even kind of add on to this. You can inhale, looking over that left shoulder, and exhale, roll that down again. And inhale over that right shoulder and rolling back through again. And just take one more. And then slowly come back onto the belly, hands ground under shoulders, elbows tucked tight. Start to press your way all the way back through to your child's pose. Walk the hands with you, sit the bum low. And then start to slide and pull the hands in towards the knees. Come to sit on the heels. Take the arms wide. And really draw the elbows back, lift into the chest. And then as you exhale, crossing the arms, right elbow tucks underneath, left hands come to backs of shoulders. And draw inwards, navel curling in, chin to chest, elbows to navel. And as you inhale, opening up, send the elbows high, really lift into the chest. And as you exhale, rounding. And then inhale, opening up once again. And then releasing the arms out, maybe even drawing the hands all the way back behind. If it feels good there, you can interlace the fingers. And draw the shoulders back. Keep that lift in the belly. Try not to sink into that lumbar spine. And then releasing the hands, opening the arms wide again. Opposite arm crossing under this time. Hands to backs of shoulders. Draw in, chin to chest, elbows to navel. And inhale to open up. And exhale to draw in. One more time, open up. And then start to release the arms out again, reaching hands back behind, shoulders folding back, or opportunity to interlock the fingers and make a fist as you draw back. Really breathing into the chest. Still support the core. And then start to release the hands, sliding hands forwards, come back through to your child's pose. Heavy head, sitting low through the bum. And start to tuck the toes under. Start to press the ground away and open it up to your down dog here. And you can just start to feel your way through. See how it feels to lift high onto tips of toes, to roll both heels to the left side, to keep pressing the sit bones high, breathing into shoulders. Head is still low, so we're still in a definite down dog, upward V shape, but just drawing in the sides. And then lifting back through to center, heels rolling to right, same thing, pressing bum high, breathing through the sides and through the shoulders. And then coming back through to center, pressing down and out through the heels, pressing out of the shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And then start to ground through that left foot, sweep that right leg up and back behind you. You can play with opening out through the hip there, shoulders strong, hands steady, opening out, sending that knee high, still really active through the glute. And then start to tuck that right knee into the chest and draw forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, reaching all the way up and back. And exhale, knee hugs in, round it through. One more time, inhale, sweep the leg high. Exhale, knee tucks in. Plant the foot down and let that back knee lower. Nice, so here, Really rooting through that right heel. See if you can let the hips sink a little lower. Inner thighs squeezing together, shoulders back, chest opening up. Root through that right heel. And as you inhale, sweeping upwards, shoulders back, elbows soft. Exhale, bowing forwards. And inhale, sweeping all the way up and open. Nice. One more time, bow it through. Inhale to sweep up, and this time, as you exhale, spiral out into your twist. Reach that right arm back, left arm forwards. Keep that real hugged in feeling through the belly. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, fingers really active. If it feels good, you can even slide that right hand down the back leg a little bit more and keep that twist, but opening up a little bit more through that left side. Still firmly grounding. If you've kind of come to this reverse twist, start to lift back through so the arms are parallel once again, and then take that left hand back to the mat. Open up across the chest, lifting open to the sky, and then option to tuck back toes, to press through the heel and engage that back leg. And then slowly folding forwards. Looking forwards, get light in the back toes. Start to send the chest forwards, back leg floating. Lift through the chest, shoulders back. You might even be able to find a little bit of a balance there. Keep your gaze nice and still. Maybe there's the opportunity to peel the hands away from the mat. Inner thighs still squeezing together, nice and strong. And then fingertips coming down. Bend that left knee, hug knee to chest before planting the foot down. And let yourself relax through to a forward fold here. Toes spread wide. Relax the neck, top of the head, really melting toward the ground. All that softness through the legs as well here. Take hands to shins or fingertips to mat. If you can reach easily, big inhale lengthens you up. Try and lift through the hamstrings and the core to lengthen and strengthen. And as you exhale, bowing forwards, let the knees relax, hang into softness. Inhale, open up halfway. And exhale to melt heavily. One more time. Exhale to bow. Soften up the knees, root through the feet, big inhale, sweeping you upwards. And as you exhale, hands come through to your heart center, shoulders draw back. So still at the top of the mat here, root down, and as you inhale, sweep up. See if you can keep the gaze forwards rather than looking up, kind of drawing the shoulders back behind the ears, fingertips active, but core still engaged. And then see if you can start to hinge the elbows down, squeezing elbows together behind the chest. Maybe reaching the arms back, maybe even opportunity again, interlacing the fingers into that fist, chest open. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, bend the knees, and let the belly hang to the thighs as you let the hands drape over the head toward the floor. Relax the neck once again, try not to look forwards. And then releasing hands. Nice. From here, draw the big toes towards each other. Heels can stay a little wider. Squeeze the knees together and start to sit the bum toward the heels. So sit low and then sweeping up to your chair pose. Really keep that core tucked in. Try not to get that Donald Duck bum. Nice. So I want you to draw the palms together and then start to trace the left fingertips up that right inner arm and open outwards to that left side. So really drawing in through the core, twisting through the sides, and then start to come back through to center, sweep it through. Then right fingertips tracing up that left inner arm across the chest and back behind. Still as low in the bum as you can. Really expanding through the sides, shoulders still relaxed. One more time on each side. Arms come forwards. Sweep that left arm across and then back. And then sweep it forwards. Then the right hand across and back behind. And then sweep it through. Relax the knees, let the head hang here. Send the bum high. Whew. Fingertips ground. Right foot stays where it is, left leg extends back. Press through the heel, squeeze the inner thighs, really lift through the belly. Again, maybe there's the opportunity to peel hands away from the mat here. If not, hands can still be on the ground, no need to worry. See if you can take a big step back with the left toes here. Nice. You can pause or you can inhale your way up to your high lunge, sitting into the hips and relaxing through the shoulders. Nice. Really ground through the feet, shoulders back, maybe even lifting the gaze if it doesn't throw you off. And then slowly fold it forwards. Nice. Hands come around that front foot. Pull back through that right glute. Still find a bit more length in that right leg. You can even inhale and open the chest forwards. And exhale to bow into the hamstring stretch. Whew, I'm really waking everything up this morning. Start to shift your weight, so coming back into that lunge. Left hand comes back to mat, right shoulder opens up and out. And then see if, I'll just demo it on this side actually so it's a little bit clearer. So rather than kind of hand and foot being level, see if you can heel toe this right foot further down the mat. And then turn the toes outwards and roll onto the outside edge of that left foot. So what practically already here in side plank, but that right foot's just there. You might even start to lift that right heel. You may even start to squeeze thighs together, step it all the way back to your side plank. Then from here, folding back through to plank. That right leg still forwards. You could use this opportunity now to take both hands to floor and then meet in plank. Knees can lower or stay lifted. But then elbows tight as you move through your chaturanga with control. So tops of feet to floor once again. Elbows tight, shoulders back. We're not taking those wide fingertips here, but same principles apply. So see if you can grip with the fingertips, but be light in the hands as you lift from the core and bum, shoulders back. And then send bum to heels. So sitting back into your child's pose, knees as wide as you like. And take a few grounding breaths here. If you really prefer to be, you could be in down dog here, but really just wherever you can be completely plugged in. Nice. From here, if you're not already there, start to tuck the toes and open out to your down dog. Now set the hands a little closer toward the feet here. Feet can widen out a little bit as well. And just start to twist open here. So right hand reaching across towards the left leg, doesn't matter where. And then pull on the leg to draw the belly to the thighs. And see how it feels to spiral up and underneath. Keep sending the sit bones high. So try not to sway the hips so much. And then reground. And then second side, left hand reaching across to the right side. Draw belly to thighs. And press out of right hand, but also press down into the balls of the feet to really engage the legs. And then releasing back. Nice. Walk the hands back to where they came from. Start to lift high onto tiptoes, ripple forwards, lifting through the belly, rolling through to our plank. Heels press back, core engage, press out of the hands. Knees soften up, and then slowly unroll back up to our down facing dog. See if you can come through 2 more of those, really sync with your breath, really moving with control. Nice. Feel the shoulders and the backs of the legs open up as you roll back out to that down dog. And then one more, lovely. Nice, pause it here. Take a big breath in through the nose, and as you exhale out through the mouth, really ground through your hands and feet. And then right foot's gonna ground you here, left leg's gonna sweep up and back. Left knee hugging into chest. Really tuck it up in there, round it forwards. And then inhale, reach all the way up and back. Nice, exhale, knee hugs to chest, round through. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hug the knee in and then plant that left foot down. Nice, pressing back through that right heel for a moment. Let that back knee lower, top of that foot coming down at the back. Root through that left heel, engage this whole left glute, and then big inhale, sweeping you upwards. And as you exhale, melt forwards. Inhale, drawing all the way up. Big lift, big strength, loads of control. Exhale, melt through. And inhale, opening all the way up. And as soon as you come down, right hand's going to stay on the mat and that left shoulder's going to open outward. Really lifting from the heart center and spiraling up and around. Then the back toes, option to tuck them and to press back through the heel, really engaging and opening. From here, start to slowly lower. Hands around that front foot, start to pull back through that left glute, lengthening through the legs, square the hips, and engage through the core there. Start to shift your weight once again. Come back into that lunge stance. Left heel nice and heavy. Start to get light in the back toes. Send the chest forwards. Back leg reaching up and back behind you. See if you can lift through the belly to extend the chest forwards. Maybe there's even opportunity to float the hands there. Keep pressing back through that right heel. Keep nice and rooted through that left foot, but pulling up through left leg. And then if you've managed to get some lift there, fingertips come back down, hug that right knee back in and let the head hang forwards. You could stay here in a forward fold, which is what I'm going to do. But it might also feel really nice if you're not rehabbing your hips to take the feet wide, toes facing out, and then start to sit down into your malasana squat. So if you're there in your squat, you want to kind of sit, obviously this isn't it, but you want to sit as tall as you can, really draw up from the belly, really lengthen the whole front shoulders back, sitting as low as you can through the bum. Heels don't have to be grounded, but if you've got that connection there, really try and drive through the heels and through the outside edges of the feet. One more full breath here, shoulders still back, chest still open. Nice. And then start to relax the head forward, start to send the hips high, open back out to your forward fold. You might even give yourself a little hug there. Pressing out of balls of the feet to send the sit bones higher, really hugging in through the belly to create that strength. Nice, and then rooting through the heels, slowly unrolling up to stand. Big inhale, sweeping you up. Exhale, hands coming through to heart center. Nice, again at the top of the mat this time. Draw big toes together. Heels can be a little wider. Inhale to lift, and as you exhale, sitting into your chair. Palms draw together ahead of you. Again, start to slide left fingertips up that inner arm, across the chest, and back. See if while you're here, left foot can stay grounded, but right heel can start to lift. Maybe you can even squeeze heel to bum. Maybe you can extend the leg all the way out. Nice. If you feel like you've got it, you can even tap down for a little twisted half a moon there. Woo. And maybe you can even draw all the way back out. And then bend and sit into those heels. Nice. Both arms sweeping forwards. Second side, sweep that right hand across and then out. Again, option to play here, right heel heavy, left heel maybe squeezing to bum. Maybe even extending back. We don't have to add all of this monkey business, is just there if you want to play around. Eventually meeting back with those chair legs sweeping forwards and then bowing through to your forward fold. Ooh. So here, left foot grounding, right leg extending back. Nice, and here again, opportunity to maybe float the hands a little bit, no worries. If not, either way, we're going to take a big confident step back. You can stay here or you can inhale your way up to that high lunge, shoulders back, pressing out of the feet. Nice. Slowly bow it forward, right hand stays on the mat, left shoulder opening up and out. Nice, really lift from belly. And from here, same option again, you can start to heel toe that left foot further down the mat, roll into the outside of that right foot, press out of right hand, pull in through the core, maybe even lifting that left heel, and then stepping that left foot back to your side plank. And then slowly rotating down through to center, weight evenly spread across the hands. Knees can stay lifted or not as you slowly lower to the belly. Elbows in, shoulders back, toes rooting. Inhale, opening up to your back bend. Exhale, bum to heels. Take a moment. Take the opportunity to root. Start to tuck the toes and send the hips high. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. And from here, we're going to explore that same kind of twisty down dog. So lifting high onto tiptoes, roll heels to the left. And from here, hands stay grounded, but see if you can start to draw that right big toe up the inside of that left leg. And then maybe start to lift onto tips of right fingers. You might actually find that you can kind of balance here in this kind of weird side plank variation. Maybe there's not so much of that going on, but see if you can look at that left thumb and then hug right knee to belly and step that right foot through to your lunge. Whew. Left hand stays at the mat, right shoulder spirals open. And then slowly folding down to center. I want you to turn that back heel down to the ground. Okay. So, hands inside that right foot and start to straighten through that right leg. And open outwards, left hand reaching for the ceiling. So breathing all through this left side. So kind of this variation on triangle. It's maybe not the way we normally come into it. Nice. And then start to bend into that right knee. And kind of give yourself this little half hug. Sweep that left arm underneath right thigh as you come down into that lunge. And as you inhale, straightening the leg and opening up and out. Nice, and bend the knee, roll the chest toward the knee, and give yourself that little hug. And inhale, opening all the way up and out. Nice, from here, big push down through that right heel, slowly draw upwards, and then start to tuck the right toes in. You might have slightly skewer feet, so see if you can level out the feet as symmetrical as kind of you can tell. Hands can be at hips, shoulders back. Inhale, stand tall. And exhale, pressing back through sit bones, let the head hang. If there were kind of those side-to-side lunges that you want to explore here, that's cool. If you'd rather just stay here in your forward fold, trying to drive down through the feet and really sending those sit bones high, core hugging into thighs. You can take any movements that feel good at all here. And then start to walk the hands back around to right toes. Right toes pivot forwards, that back heel lifting. And start to get light in the back toes. Hugging that left knee in. Nice ground through the feet. Big inhale sweeps you upward. And as you exhale, hands coming through to heart center. Okay, so at the top of the mat, again, toes drawing in. Inhale to sweep up. And as you exhale, sit it into your chair. Nice. So, how do we work this? I know. Hands together. Start to trace right fingertips up through that left side. And then across to the right. Reaching all the way back behind you. See if you can start to lift that left heel. Squeeze left heel to bum. And then extend the leg back behind. And then from here, see if you can take a big step back with the toes and open out to your twist. We made it. Again, option to slide right hand down that back leg and to lengthen through that left side by reaching left hand high. And then big pull to take the arms level with the floor once again, nice and parallel. And then slowly left hand comes down to mat. And open up and out through the chest. Nice. Again, you can heel toe that right foot further down the mat. Roll onto outside edge of left foot. Step that right foot back through to your plank. If you want to visit your wild thing, you can here. Tap right toes behind. And open it upward. And then slowly roll it back through. Hands under shoulders. And lower through your chaturanga with support or not. Shoulders back, inhale, breathing through to your back bend. And exhale, bum to heels. We'll come to rest in child's pose just for a breath or two. And then start to make it back through to down facing dog. Again, lifting high onto tiptoes. Rolling heels to the right this time. Bum lifting high. See if you can start to trace that left big toe. Up that right inner thigh. And from here, you could start to roll open to get light in left fingertips, to play with any kind of transitions you like there. And then start to look at that right thumb, hug left knee to belly and step that left foot forwards to your lunge. Nice. Right hand stays on the mat, that left shoulder spiraling open. Lovely. And then start to fold down, hands around that front foot. Start to ground through that back heel. So toes are off at a bit of an angle there. Square the hips. And then start to root through that left heel. And as you inhale, open out through the chest, reaching right hand to ceiling, spiraling up. And as you exhale, wrapping that right arm under the thigh and bending back into the knee. Nice. Inhale, opening outwards. And exhale, drawing in. One more time. Nice. You're going to open out now. Right hand to ceiling. And then big lift through the core. Press into the feet. And open up to stand. And then you want to adjust the feet. So again, you're shuffling them so that the feet are kind of parallel or somewhere near that. Hands could be on hips, or you could also interlace the fingers here and squeezing the knuckles together, elbows together to fold the shoulders back. So you can choose either option. Inhale to stand tall, and as you exhale, press sit bones back and bow the head. Breathing into that long neck, letting the natural weight of your body give you that stretch under gravity. If it becomes uncomfortable to have the hands bound, you can release them. And you can meander through any other stretches or twists that feel good. You can be as fluid as you like. Really just take a moment to check in with what your body's craving. Remember to use your breath to really let it take some of the weight for you. And then start to walk the hands back towards the left toes. Left toes pivot forwards, back heel lifting. And then start to send the chest forwards. Back leg getting nice and light. Hug that right knee in. Plant the right foot to the floor. And relax it back through to forward fold here. Knees soften. Press into the mat. Big inhale opens you up. Exhale, hands come through to heart center, shoulders draw back. Lovely. So again here, coming to our chair base, big toes rolling together, heels can be apart. Inhale, sweeping up, and as you exhale, sitting into the bum. Palms come together. And then start to trace that left hand up that right inner arm across the chest and all the way back. Start to get light in that right heel. See if you can squeeze heel to bum and extend that right leg back, and then take a big confident step. Left knee hugging to chest and then stacking up and open. Hold it here, or left hand can slide down that back leg. Right arm reaching up. We're still in the twist, but just a bit more of that right side opening there. And then slowly pulling up through center. And then diving down, right hand to mat, left hand to ceiling. Again, you can heel to that left foot down a little bit more if you prefer, really lift in through the belly. And then start to step left foot back to your side plank, or tap left toes behind and open out to your wild thing. Really drawing back through the shoulders, expanding through the chest, and then slowly rolling back through to your plank. Move it through chaturanga with control, your variation, whatever works for you. And then inhaling to your up dog. And exhale back through child's pose. Start to cross the ankles, and then start to walk the hands into the knees, and see if you can roll over the feet onto the bum. And then we want to scooch forwards, creating as much space behind you as you can. You could also add your socks and jumpers and stuff at this point if you want to. Save on the faffing later. I want you to sit nice and tall. Feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as the mat or even wider than that. And just gently windscreen wipering the legs. Just kind of drawing that stretch from the hips up into the sides and the back. And if you want to find your kind of pigeon-ish stretch here, so we'll talk it through from the left side because that's where I am. Or in fact, as you look at me, I'm on the right side, aren't you? Oh no, so yeah, we could do the right side. So rolling knees, both knees to the right. And then you just want to check in with this front leg. So the more wide the knee is, and the more parallel that your foreleg is to that top edge of the mat, or to the side of the mat, as you probably are, then the more we're probably going to feel this one. So you can adjust accordingly. If you want to soften things up, just scooch that right heel a little closer to the groin. That's going to make things a little bit less intense. As long as that back leg is comfortable, we don't have to worry too much about it. So sit tall, and then slowly bowing forwards over that leg a little bit. Just going nice and gently, really. Just the same way as you always would in pigeon, because even though there's kind of that back leg is not so much in the equation, there's still plenty going on in this right side. So relaxing the shoulders back, slowly folding through. And still keeping in mind that we want to keep those hips nice and square. So kind of drawing that left hip back and rolling that right hip forwards. And you can just let the head relax as heavily as feels okay here. And when you're ready to leave that first side, just start to walk the hands back in, drawing back up to sit, and then start to roll your way back through to center, and then over to the left. And again, the same things really apply, just checking in on that angle of this front leg, seeing how things feel while you're just sat, because things intensify once we start to move forward. So just seeing where you're at with it and moving slowly, really deliberately, mindfully. And then slowly walking the hands back in, drawing back up to sit. And then starting to roll your way back through to center. And coming to sit at the very top of the mat. Again, if you're not kind of cozied up yet and you want to be, you can make those adjustments. Get yourself comfortable and cozy so that you can find a still place to relax and soften. And you can use any props that you want as you come down to your Shavasana. If there are still a few wriggles and just ways you need to move to kind of release those last pockets of tension, then fill your boots. Take any little last movements you need to be comfortable in your Shavasana. And then allowing the mat to take your weight. can stay here for as long as you need to. Whenever you're ready to rejoin, you can start to wriggle through the body, explore movement, reconnecting. And then slowly starting to draw knees to chest, giving yourself a last little hug. And making your way back up to a comfortable seat. Root down and relax the shoulders. Taking a moment to check back in. Honoring the strength in your body and your resilience in your practice today. And just to close, take a last deep breath in and let it go. Thank you so much.